Welcome to the Miracles and Wellness Podcast. My name is Clarissa Booker, and I'm a holistic coach and beauty expert. I'm here to empower and motivate you to improve your health and lose weight by adding more whole plant foods into your lifestyle. In addition, kick stress to the curb. So be open to receive, because I believe that miracles are for everyone. Hey there, my friend. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, I'm going to give you a couple of tips on having a meditation and mindfulness practice where you can unfold things a little bit more gently. Because one of the beautiful things about it is that when you are sitting in stillness, it can allow you to process, whereas you might have another outlet to numb your feelings. Because you might not necessarily be in front of a facilitator, right? Somebody that can help you if they see that you're getting triggered or that something is coming up or a traumatic experience that has been suppressed is coming up. And I've been thinking about doing this episode, but I'm just now getting around to it because even though I already have a meditation and a mindfulness practice, I've been doing more extensively, just been kind of going into states for longer periods of time. So prayer, breath work, meditation, journaling, all of these things together. And I do believe in therapy as well, right? So all of this stuff coupling together and just giving my psyche permission to heal fully and to process and to allow whatever it is that needs to come up to come up. Once you give your psyche this permission, it will happen. But see, I already have tools in order to help process any trauma that comes up as well. And we all have a state of trauma where there's big T or little t, and sometimes you don't remember what's going on, and that's just your body trying to protect you. And that might result in whatever you do to numb. Maybe you eat, right? You do your emotional eating, your stress eating. Maybe you're drinking. Maybe you're doing other narcotics. Maybe you hide in your work. I mean, there's a lot of things. Maybe there's that anger, right? That anger could be cover up for pain. There's a lot of different things, right? So just allowing yourself to heal will bring up stuff as well, because you're complex, right? Just as I am, you are, we all are, right? That's why it's also good to be kind, okay? I know we hear this, but it's very true. You don't ever know what somebody's going through. I mean, you see it all the time. You see somebody here, and then sadly they might be gone tomorrow. You don't ever know what's going on with somebody. So just be mindful of that. So like I've had additional memories come up that I hadn't thought about or that maybe were suppressed. And I've been processing that myself. And I give myself permission to have outlets, to cry and to journal. And I do different kinds of breathwork techniques and all of these things, right, to help me process. And if I need to talk to a therapist too, I will do that. I believe all of this stuff is necessary for our mental health. And mental health is coming more to the forefront, but for so many years, there's been such a stigma attached to it. And we need to just let that go, right? I do believe, for one, if you're doing breath work at home, and it's possibly your first time or so, start with a more gentle breath work instead of the more forceful, right, that you see. So that stuff can come up slowly, so that it might not be all at once and you don't feel triggered and you feel more safe, okay? Because we always want to make sure that we feel safe. And if you find out that you are feeling triggered and out of control, know that it's okay to take a step back, right? Stay within an internal safe space, okay? And take things at your own pace. We don't want to be competitive when we do this, right? This isn't, I see somebody doing their meditation for 30 minutes, I can do 40. If you feel like 10 minutes is enough for you on Monday, then that's fine. Then maybe Wednesday you do 20. Maybe one day you're like, okay, 5 minutes is all I can handle. That's okay. Then just do 5 minutes. You don't have to listen to all the outside noise, people telling you have to do a certain amount of time. If that's how you feel in that moment, honor yourself, listen to yourself, because you know you better than nobody else. You know yourself better than anybody else. That's it. People, a lot of times when we are talking, when we are guiding you, when we are helping you, you have to take everything that's said and make it idealistic to you, because you are special. right? We all are unique to ourselves, and you are different than everybody else. So you have to take whatever that is and tailor it to you, okay? Also, finding an area that you can meditate in. So it might look beautiful for you to meditate outside at the beach, outside, but there might be a lot of distractions right there. You might not feel centered. You might be wondering if somebody's going to walk up on you, different things like this. So maybe a room in your home that's peaceful. Because if you're worried about your surroundings, then it's going to be hard for you to turn within, right? You're not going to be able to take in the whole experience if you think about it, right? So just becoming familiar with your zone of comfort and where that's going to be, okay? And then on this, when you're finding this position, this place that you're going to designate today for whenever you're going to start your practice or elevate it, don't feel like you have to close your eyes. Just like you don't have to sit cross-legged on the floor, right? You could lay down, you could sit in a chair. Sometimes it's more comfortable sitting in a chair because you can lean back and your spine can be straight that way, right? It doesn't have to be a photo. It doesn't have to be an Instagram pic, right? You could just need to do what feels authentic to yourself, right? And there's that word authentic that we like to say, but in reality, do what feels good to you and your body. Listen to your body. I know sometimes we just start ignoring our body for so long. I will tell you, once you start tuning into your body and paying attention to it, you will notice things when it's off, right? You might notice, oh, I feel this twinge here. And sometimes you could be so tense, you don't realize how tense you are until you start loosening up. Until you start loosening it up and letting it relax and let it go. And then you start, your body's like, oh, I like this space right here. So that when something does arise, you're more aware of it because you start getting used to tuning into your body, right? You start getting used to listening to it. And that's a beautiful place to be, right? Just think about your level of awareness in your body and what you can accomplish with it. So you'll start noticing, I don't feel right. What is that? You might start getting curious about it, curious about what's going on in your body, right? Just some food for thought there to add on. And that all goes with being mindful of your body and everything. But let me see, where was I going with this? You don't have to close your eyes, okay? So sometimes you might not feel safe. Maybe you want to keep your eyes open, and that is fine. You do not have to close your eyes. It's not like you're not going to be able to meditate with your eyes open. If you are fine with that, that's fine, right? Sometimes that can be triggering to someone, and that's okay. Honor where you are today. Honor where you are in that moment. You can just lower your eyes, soften your gaze. You could look at the tip of your nose. There's always a way, so don't feel like you have to do A, B, C, D. Sometimes people will be like, I don't know how to meditate. There's some basic guidelines, but you do not have to do anything by a book. Sometimes when you do things so stringent, that alone causes you stress, right? And this is not what we want. We want to help our nervous system, help all our body, help our energy levels. So if it's causing you stress, throw it out the window, right? So you don't have to close your eyes. If you choose to, that's perfectly fine as well. Just find out what suits you. And sometimes it's different, as I was saying before, it's different from day to day. Just like that, one day you want to do 20 minutes. One day when I might want to do 5. That might be having a day when you're fully relaxed, you want your eyes closed, but then you might not be ready, okay? That's perfectly fine. And how I mentioned a little bit about gentle breathing, this is something that you could do. There's many forms of breath work, but what you can do is focus on your out breath, right? And you can do a long, slow exhalation, right? And this will signal your body to relax. Just breathing in and just taking some nice, slow breaths out. Because sometimes you might feel panic breathing, or has this ever happened to you, right? You could just try switching out with those longer breaths, right? And that'll help break you out of that feedback loop, okay? Very wonderful to do. I mean, you might even need to do this while you're driving, for example. I mean, sometimes somebody might cut in front of you. It might be traffic. I'm just saying. It can come in handy at all days about your life, okay? But yes, please do try this whenever you are feeling traumatic stress or any triggering sensations, okay? It's wonderful to do, right? And if needed, just focus on yourself grounding to wherever you're seated, right? If you're seated outside, just feeling the grass and focusing on that to help you feel grounded. Or if you're sitting on a pillow or the floor or your clothing, if needed. I mean, there's always something that you could do to help shift you back, okay? And above all else, if needed, you may give yourself permission to stop. Okay, it doesn't matter if it didn't go to your timer or the meditation isn't finished, okay? Give yourself permission to stop. You can open your eyes if they're closed, reconnect with your environment, your surroundings, look around, feel safe. If you feel okay with it, place a hand on your belly, a hand on your heart. You can always go for a walk later to get any energy out. Just try to listen to yourself. And I know I've repeated that a lot, but we really do, right? Taking time to honor yourself, because you have to do that first for yourself, all right, my love? Okay. Until next time.
Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for coming by. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on your favorite platform, and also don't forget to leave a written review, as well as share this episode. That's how we spread the message.